Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I go by Lune and INNATE, and I'm quite honored to be creating for you a supportive ASMR style and, from my perspective, energy work session by proxy, or perhaps from your perspective, just some entertainment or novelty or tool for relaxation, preparing for bed, or something like that. Alright, so our theme today is going to work with our lineage, our parents, our family line, the family tree, and send back some energy through whatever vine or branch or leaf that we feel we represent into the more elaborate structure of the family dynamic or family lineage. Alright? We're going to light our candle and set an intention. Probably going to hear some passing cars. Just a few more weeks left in this office, so we'll see what happens after that. Is it 2 more weeks? I'm like, what is time? Alright, so I have managed to find one last match as I'm cleaning out my space. Just gonna play with this foil. Light our candle and dedicate our candle. So, on behalf of your and my and everyone else's highest and greatest good and perfect comfort and alignment, our intention today is to work with the greater picture of our family, to heal through the line, to support, we could say, our ancestors, our family tree, and reclaim perhaps from that dynamic maybe an inner strength or something you might personally know that you're working on, or to heal ourselves in this time and know and intentionally work with the aspect of then going down the line, down the branch, down the root to heal family dynamics. Now, this is quite a complicated subject because all of our families are so freaking different, right? You know, some of us might be looking to heal aspects of some kind of physical how do I say that? Something that might be passed along physical or mental, like how depression is sometimes, I don't want to say hereditary, but we see it sometimes coming up through generations. So I guess the word generational healing might be a better way to phrase this. Some of us may be healing aspects of victimization that we presently experience or might have attached to that we're working to heal. And through the line, through the bloodline, we could say, we're thereby helping our parents and their parents and so on to heal their associations to being a victim of circumstance or disempowered, I should say, I guess. It could be healing aspects of racism that we know were probably present through our family, or colonization. We're at such a beautiful time right now to be the turning point. The stars are aligned. It's very high energy, high prime to be the ones that make such monumentous shifts. I don't say that to put pressure on us. It is an honor to be that individual or part of those individuals. You think people are getting into the saturated content of, spirituality or whatever on a whim? Like, no, like there's something in our soul that is asking for that because it leads to some greater level of healing. This could be healing relationships, the relationship we have with our parents or members of our family. So I'd like now for you to consider if there's something specific you would like to include in this intention for you as a unique individual, or if you would like to be a bit more open, or maybe both, to include whatever healing that you might need, and then have that be carried through the dimensions, the roots, the lines, the lineage, the blood, the DNA, the earth, to support healing of a greater system. Maybe there's forgiveness. Maybe we need to reclaim ourselves in some aspect. I'm so sorry I've been so bad with the focus lately, guys. But please look at the flame here or in towards the light and set your intention. An intention is a declaration of how you choose to use this. It's quite simple. All right. Okay. And you'll probably see me start sweating a lot. It's about 95 degrees in New York, and I turned off the air in my office to the vent is literally right here, and it blows on the microphone. So if you see me sweating, you know why. This is just a little cap that I'm gonna use to burn the incense in. Sometimes we gotta make do, right? And that noise is just the little incense from before, the little match. And we're going to use a little strawberry incense cone. I've said before how I'm trying to move away from using, I am moving away from using sage and palo due to one being the over harvesting of these. And you know what? Incense is beautiful. Incense is still an offering, and they are crafted. Of course, we should always make sure we're getting from a good source, right? But they are crafted in a more, it's just, for me, something that I'm trying to do. So that's in case you're wondering. So we're going to light this. It might need a second. And we're burning this for our families, ourselves, our bloodlines for the purpose of raising, supporting humanity, bringing the best qualities back, if I can put it that way, and supporting the development through changing the more worse qualities. I'm sorry, I can't talk. We're in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, and those of you who have been with me for a while will definitely know that my words get quite tripped up for Mercury retrograde. Oh yeah, I'm sweating. Okay, there we go. Just gonna bring over some stones to show you. Just want to take a breath with you guys. Let it out. I'd like for us to be able to not drop our discernment in any way, but be a little open to what comes up. If we're healing something, and in any form of healing, sometimes something needs to bubble to the surface, to be witnessed, to be processed, to be acknowledged, to develop an awareness of, so that we can make a change. And it's important not to take these things, I want to say, too personally, as in, oh, well, my ancestors, for example, are white, and I'm sure in some way had something to do with colonization, and that kind of stuff that I'm learning only as a baby at this point, learning to hopefully dismantle in some way. But I don't want to look at it as, oh, well, they're bad, so I'm bad and I'm bad. Like, that's not what it's about. It's not necessarily about judgment, in every case, or if our parents had struggled with depression, or their parents, and so on. It's not about, oh, why are we like this? And this kind of like blame or shame. It's about whatever happened, what's done is done. We're looking to build a better future. We're looking to change our perspective in this moment, or heal, or embrace, or whatever comes up for you again as an individual. But then to carry that forward into something that we're building, or we're working towards, or a better ideal situation. All right. So some of the stones I've chosen. The first is this unakite. Almost looks like rainforest jasper, actually. They're kind of similar. They're both jaspers. Unakite is definitely a like epidote and red jasper mix. And I want to say that rainforest jasper must be as well. But I brought this out for the heart healing, the heart connection, the soul connection, and to begin in the heart, because as it is the center chakra, we then have this like cosmic movement way, and this lower earth-based connection as well through this point. I'll show you what it looks like, or do my best to. See the gorgeous pattern. This was actually a gift from Buffalo Tom. I don't even know if he still watches his videos, but he gave this to me about a year and a half ago, I want to say. Alright. Then we have relationships just popped in my mind too. If my grandmother and my grandfather fight all the time, and my mother and my father fought all the time, and young me and my boyfriends fought all the time. Not to keep always putting myself into it, I'm sorry. It's easier to speak from example, isn't it? Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. Sorry. But to be able to say, no, I don't want that kind of relationship. I don't want to talk to my partner that way. I don't want to be talked to that way. I'm thereby effectively healing it. And what will my son witness, you know? So some of the other stones I chose, one is Chrysocolla for that heart-based communication, a higher heart connection as well, the divine purpose, the bigger picture, the kind of like soul mission, you could say. What have we come to do? Perhaps we've come here to turn the page, make the shift, change something, rewrite the story of ourselves so we can continually develop a more better place for all of us going forward. Alright, so Chrysocolla. And then this is a piece of garnet. It's not quite a cabochon, but I guess it could be. And I really love this for that, again, blood connection. I am of the belief that there are almost two systems of lineage or ancestors to work with here, because we are a combination of both. So while I might believe in that I've been everything and so have you, and that means mineral, plant, animal, starseed, earth realm, past lives of all different, maybe cultural backgrounds, perhaps, as an example. And that might be more of a cosmic approach to working with our lineage of sorts, our cosmic lineage. But I still have a bloodline, I still have relatives, I still have a family tree and a history of how I've come to be in this body that I need to work with as well, you know? And that's more of what we're working with here, the more earth-based bloodline kind of healing. Okay. Here is a braciated jasper. I would have loved to bring in some bloodstone, but I actually don't have any in my office. I have it at home. But I thought braciated jasper would be quite perfect. It has this red line going through it. It's quite smooth and pretty. I love braciated jasper for dream recall, and I thought that that would be quite helpful for what we're working with for some of you. Okay. And it has a nurturing, supportive vibe. And then I brought again this azurite, I believe you say. It's more of like a type that's within a matrix. It's not like a pure piece of azurite, but some of you might remember this is the one that I feel resembles a little hermit cave, a place to go within to do some introspective, and has like a home looking shape to it for me, like a little door, a little window. So that's why I brought it in, to represent that home connection, that internal yet more contained aspect of working with the topic. We're not necessarily responsible for our ancestors, but we're responsible to to heal, for lack of a better term, anything that we need to. And then finally, these are some fossils, a type of octopus or squid fossil. I've used these before in a video together. I like the sound, and I thought they would be great to work with the history. So I like to work with fossils when I'm working with history. So if you don't mind, I'm going to begin with these by kind of making little, I almost want to say incisions, but little, like when you poke holes in a potato so it doesn't explode, something like that, to let this process come through and move in a more comfortable way. It does not need to be contained. It does not need to be judged. We are just sending it down the line, of course, for ourselves, but then through to our parents, our ancestors, our bloodline. And the attention, of course, is for the best of the higher good, the collective, the progress, saving the earth, like all of this, right? So I'm just going to center myself and focus on your etheric body. I'm seeing mostly yellows and greens and blues for you guys right now. Okay, and I'm just going to go around you and make these little slits, little in the etheric field, to allow this process to just be more comfortable for everyone. All right, not that it would be uncomfortable, but I like to start with comfort sometimes. Maybe you'd like to see this more clearly. Bring it back. And we will, of course, seal these when we're done. Just going to focus on your back as well. Just going right down your spine. This is a spray that was in the last Goddess Provisions box that I received. Ground and centered, Earth Goddess. Sorry, I'm trying to read it so I can tell you what brand it is. It looks like Light Body Creations. And I love the earthy element. And we're going to spray this all around and kind of push it and play with it so it can seep in, and so things can begin stirring out if they need to. Okay. So I'm just going to spray all around you. Focus on your back, going down your head and down your spine specifically. And then I want to go down your legs and especially around your ankles and your feet. Okay? And now I'm going to focus on the feet a lot. I'm going to put a little on my hands. Actually, I'm going to use a different oil. I'm going to bring clary sage in again. Right, now we're going to focus on channeling energy from infinite source of the highest vibrations of love and light and support. And if your higher self does not want to receive, it will not. There's never any pressure with this stuff, I'm seeing kind of this combination figure of the high priestess and the empress together. Okay. Just you could see it going into all these little perforations. Thinking of my grandmother, how I really need to go see her. Seeing a bow, like a present. Seeing a griffin with these angel wings. So whoever's watching, some of you must be quite visual because these images are coming so quickly. Sorry about that. I'll just wait a sec. Go down the center of your body specifically. Focus on this core, this column, this connection, this divine connection. Your arms. Back, so head here, down your spine. Seeing like a really weird image. I'm saying weird, it'll probably be weird to you guys, but it's like almost looks like an oyster, like the inside of an oyster with like eyes. Okay. And your legs. And I'm going to focus a lot around the ankles and the feet, like I said. Carrying, helping move it up your legs. Up your body, up your torso. And we want to allow it to come out too. We want this healing to carry down, like we said, like through the roots, but also to take from that, like, and then it carries forward as well through like another wave. Kind of like if you could go back in time, you know, it's like time travel a little, if you want to play in your imagination a bit. So we want that healed line to be expressed through us, to be carried through us in supportive and beautiful ways. For your personal success and healing, and if there's anything you feel you need to overcome, if I could put it that way. There's an element of like saying, well, I'm not my mother, so I'm not going to act like my mother. There's an element of that, but there's just another side, another facet, another room, you know, another space that we're able to tap into. I mean, in terms of something bigger, you know, that we're able to tap into when we deliberately connect with, and like, because I've done this and I'm here and I have this bloodline, let's say, I can benefit, I can have it be beneficial to the energetic level of my lineage, and then let that carry forward. If any of you practice Reiki or any other healing modality, I mean, Reiki is kind of my lead, but anything else where you've been trained to send through time and space or work through time and space, you'll know what I'm talking about in terms of what it's like when you come back from that session or that experience to embody this like it was real, because reality is our perception, isn't it? You know, in a sense, in a more esoteric sense anyway. All is mind. And now I'm going to shift the focus a little more to look like this. I'm seeing like bathhouses and bug nets. Kind of looks like a little scene like, I don't know if you've watched Totoro, where the dad and the girls are like taking a bath and they hear something kind of that spooks them, and the dad starts laughing like, ha ha ha. Just want to focus on your inner vision and your lower mind, your conscious mind. The astral, and then the more present, the more here and now. To pull, oh, that's a good idea. pull the astral connection, the astral level of healing to be embodied. So we're going to use a little of this. Absolutely amazing. I can't say enough good things about Vala's perfumery. I love this astral projection mist. Oops, wrong. And then I'm going to use this Bay Laurel from Des Champsia, another one I can't speak highly enough of. And this is going to assist with, I don't want to say sealing, like as in like closed off, but closing, mending, repairing those little incisions or perforations that we made with the fossils. Okay, so with an intent to heal, to mend, to repair. Going down your arms, going down your body. Back. Oh, sorry, I bumped you. Am I in focus? Okay. Going down the back of your head, down your spine, and all around your back. Nice back rub by your shoulders, lower back. Legs, and again, your lap by the ankles and feet. I hope that this session was specific enough for you to get an idea and create your own way of working with it. I feel like I was a little loose with how I said things, but I hope it was for a reason. You know, sometimes you just have to trust. So we're gonna fluff up our aura fluffy AF. Oh, sorry. Little fairy dust, you know. Alright, well, I hope that you enjoyed this session. I hope that it supports you in however you choose to work with it. I send you so much love and appreciation. Major extra thanks to those of you who are joining me in the Patreon community. I know I say it all the time, but how could I not? It's just such an honor to connect with you guys there, to hold space, to engage, to be inspired, you know, to come up with different things to offer there, as in, like the streaming or like lesson sessions came about because I needed to think of something and I love doing it. So it was such a blessing when that happened. Thank you to those who have made contributions or support through tingles, and who just enjoy or share or watch or anything. Thank you for being here and allowing me to be a little piece of your path today, a little spiritual buddy. From the bottom of my heart, as always, namaste.